This award is a true honor because I was selected from a university and a department that places such a strong emphasis on outstanding teaching, and because part of the selection was determined by letters of support written by my past and current students, like Scott. Although research and teaching are often thought of as separate categories, they are closely intertwined in my teaching philosophy. This philosophy has been largely inspired by the teachers that I have had throughout my life. In particular, my undergraduate advisor, Dr. Kristen Claren, showed me how learning about research can be incredibly exciting. I took every course she offered, worked in her lab, and would often run to the library to learn more about a topic we had just learned about. I have sought to instill this enthusiasm for learning and research in my students. And although these days my students don't actually have to go to the library to look up more information on a topic, many of them approach me outside of class and lab meetings to talk more about the material. Through these interactions, the students also teach me a lot based on their unique perceptions and fresh ideas. I'm proud to say that in my 5.5 years at William & Mary, over 80% of my published papers and over 90% of my conference presentations have had a William & Mary student co-author. These statistics mean a lot to me, not only because of how involved students are at every stage of the research process, but also for the fact that these students have made a lasting, tangible impression on the fields of psychology and neuroscience. In my classes in my research lab, my students and I study the cognitive processing of social categories with an emphasis on stereotyping and prejudice. The perceptions and experiences of social groups based on race, gender, sexual orientation, and brain differences are integrated with the courses I teach, as well as with my commitment to serve individuals from underrepresented groups. For example, I teach a seminar on stereotyping and prejudice, as well as a team-taught course on neurodiversity, which focuses on brain differences such as autism. I also co-direct the William & Mary Shore program, which provides research experience to high-achieving scholars from underrepresented groups, some of whom work in my lab and take my courses. Students also come to see my lab, classrooms, and WM Shore workshops as safe spaces where students from different backgrounds can discuss important, often controversial issues. These experiences are important, and although our campus is becoming increasingly diverse, William & Mary should continue to strengthen its commitment to make this campus a more accepting community for everybody. Jackie Robinson said, "Our lives are unimportant, except for the influence we have on others." This is the essence of what this award is about, and it epitomizes one of the strongest values at William & Mary, and one we should continue to cultivate. I would like to thank just a few people who have helped me in my career, although the list is of course much longer. I want to thank the psychology department for continually supporting me and for nominating me for this award. I also want to thank my department chair and mentor, Janice Zeman, for her support for this award, but also for her professional guidance. You are a real role model to me and a great friend. She's back there somewhere. Finally, I would like to thank my husband, Jairus, for putting up with all those long hours when I was in the lab with my students rather than home with him. Thank you very much.
Cheryl Dickter, we are delighted to present you with the Thomas Jefferson Teaching Award. Yes, this is yours.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.